If you have heard of the Richard Studio in Tacoma, Washington, then you must be interested in the unique and captivating photos from the 1960s and 1970s that have been preserved for us to savor today. These old photographs take us back to a period in history that is both nostalgic and fascinating. They give us a glimpse into a world that is different from what we know today, yet still holds a familiar charm. Do you remember a time when life seemed simpler, yet full of excitement and change? The 1960s and 1970s were a time of cultural and social transformation in the United States. It was a time of civil rights movements, space exploration, and the rise of rock and roll. These photographs capture the essence of that era, allowing us to travel back in time and experience the spirit of those days. As we journey through these 29 unusual photos of Tacoma, we are transported to a world that is both familiar and foreign. Each photo tells a story, whether it's a posed portrait or a candid snapshot. The Richard Studio, which operated from 1921 to 1980, captured the essence of Tacoma, preserving moments that would otherwise have been lost to time. Some of the photos are carefully posed, such as the one featuring a pet cat and Mr. Kylonen holding a miniature wooden canoe adorned with Native American symbols. These images provide us with a glimpse into the lives and interests of the people who lived in Tacoma during that time. Others, like the stand at the Tacoma Home Show and the group of men watching a car being loaded, are more spontaneous, offering a snapshot of everyday life in Tacoma. Ansel Adams once said, "There are two people in every photograph, the photographer and the viewer." As we look at these photos, we become part of the story. We are invited to ask ourselves, what are we looking at? Each image holds a secret waiting to be uncovered, a moment frozen in time that begs to be understood. In her book on writing, Eudora Welty wrote, "A good snapshot stopped a moment from running away." The photos from the Richard Studio have indeed stopped moments from running away, allowing us to savor the history and culture of Tacoma in the 1960s and 1970s. They are a window into a world that is both distant and familiar, a reminder of how much has changed and how much has stayed the same. The most exciting part is still ahead, so let's immerse ourselves in the images and reminisce about that era. Let's savor the history that these photos have preserved for us, and appreciate the beauty of a bygone era.